tonight. Burlington's Mayor Marianne Meed makes a bold statement to the Ontario government's decisions from yesterday. Milton's fire department will be expanding. And Burlington's Ron Foxcroft was appointed to the Order of Canada. Halton News starts now. You're watching Halton News right here on your TV. I'm your host, Kristen Demony. Now, the Ontario government has appointed 2 special advisors for the region. Now, Burlington Mayor Marianne Meed joins me in studio after an announcement yesterday by the Premier. And now your reaction to this?
Well, it was a surprise, and it wasn't a surprise. We knew that they had been talking about this for some time, and so my request to the province was simply work with us. Don't use a hatchet like in Toronto. You know, let's start with a handshake. Right. Let's work together.
And what was the reaction from the other 16 or 15 mayors, I guess, across the GTHA?
Well, I think everyone's very willing to have a conversation on how can we deliver services better, how can we be more effective and efficient. But we really are that already at Halton Region. We have a AAA credit rating. We have the safest region in the country. The satisfaction with our services are, 95% plus. We look at what problem are we trying to solve here. Our residents are actually really happy. We're delivering services in a very cost-effective way. Tax increases at the regional level have been in line or less than inflation. We're zero for a number of years. We're very efficient. So I suppose we'll educate the province on how efficient government looks like. But let's look at what problem is trying to be solved. And I think there are bigger issues in the relationship between the province and the municipalities where we could use their help to get speedy approvals on things. That would help us a lot. Give us more authority over things within our local purview, because that having 2 levels of government at that level slows things down.
And quickly, when do you think, or what do you think the next step is going to be regarding this?
Well, they are committed to a consultation process, which I'm glad, but it's a very compressed time frame. End of February, we have to have some comments back. So I will be working with my colleagues on City Council to provide input into that process. And also the region will be absolutely weighing in and saying what we think needs to change or not change.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much for joining us here today. And for those watching as well, we're going to head up to Milton, where they are discussing the redevelopment and expansion of their local fire departments.
Station 1 is typically our training center, so we do have part-time staff that respond out of there and house our training division. So we've refurbished the whole building. It was what we call a rehabilitation, so they took it to the steel girders and the concrete floor, and we're hoping come May that we'll be able to reopen it, and we'll have full-time staff, part-time staff, and it will continue to be our training division.
And what was the reason behind opening this up as an actual station instead of a training station?
Well, I think because of the proximity to the 401 and the industrial areas in the north of the town, that we have a lot of response there. So we want to be able to service, our industrial partners and the community at large. So that's why we want to have both full-time and part-time staff responding out of that station.
And lastly, since the industrial area is there, will that station have anything in particular, equipment particular to service the industrial if there's an emergency or fire in that area?
We do have our aerial truck there, so it's a 110-foot platform that runs out of that station. We are in the process of building what I'll call a heavy rescue truck, and it will service the 401 with auto extrication, but it will also service all of our specialties, so it can go out to Kelso, and it'll have water rescue, rope rescue, that kind of equipment on it. So not so much the industrial buildings, but yeah, we'll have a special truck there that'll help our response in the neighborhood.
And what does it mean to you to see more presence of the Milton Fire Department across town?
Well, I think it's great news. It's the better we can service the community and meet the standards that are applicable to our area, the better we're able to respond and the better service we're able to provide.